So why I low-key want to take Benji outside for a nice walk. It's just so windy, and I'm just like, he's so little, but I want to take him outside because the sun is sunning, and I think it'll be good for the both of us, to be honest. I painted my nails. It looks black, but it's really burgundy. This is a no-no. You see the crack, so there is some chipping there. I have to say, now these chipping came from me taking my braids out. When I was taking my braids out, this is basically what happened. I knew that going in. The only reason why I even allowed this is because I thought I was going to do my hair sooner, but I'm not even doing anything right now. I'm allowing my hair it was out of a state. So I like to just like leave her alone. I just put 2 braids. I will say that I use this braiding, like it's like a gel. It smells good. Braiding gel, I believe. Never looking back, because when I took out my braids, my hair was nice and moisturized. And that's why I believe it was thriving, because I was like, ooh. So definitely, if you do your own hair, make sure you use braiding gel, because it does help. In my opinion, it helps keep the hair moisturized, especially for the girlies that don't like to wash their hair, because I'm one of them. You know, I know you're supposed to. I do cleanse my scalp though, because I don't believe that my hair gets that dirty. You know, I concentrate more on my scalp, and a healthy, and that's another reason. A healthy scalp means healthy hair. And what I did was I made sure to keep my scalp cleansed and doing the things, because it's very easy to be lazy when you have braids in your hair. You girls know. So I did that, and now I have my oldie but goodie on, and I forgot how much I love this wig. I do. And this wig actually inspired me to cut my hair this way, because this is how I wear my normal, my real hair. So it feels like it's mine. So I wanted to talk about my journey with my gray hair, because guys, you know, I haven't been coloring my hair since, what I would say, January. And I wanted to discuss how I've been feeling, the process, and so forth. So if you don't mind, let's tuck in. I feel like, especially when we're in our mid-age, it's easy to start to feel invisible. It really is. And one of the things that I feel like made me want to take this journey is because I started feeling like I had to, you know, and it was like an icky feeling. I never like to feel like I have to. Like it was me feeling like, I started feeling like, oh no, like let me cover it up, because it was like a bad thing. Like I just felt like ashamed. Like, why am I feeling ashamed? Because I got gray hair. Like, girl, of course. After you live, what you think? It's gonna just, right? And these are the things that was playing in my mind, because it really is, at the end of the day, it's really you having these conversations, right? Because nobody's really paying attention, but this is what is played in our mind. This is what has been advertised, and so forth. You already know. And also, it's scientific that men are attractive to youthful looking women, because there's an innate responsibility within his cells, to know that you can procreate, have a baby, even if you're not in the market. But it's just something that we all naturally need from one another. So all these things, and I just decided to just go cold turkey, and I wanted to discuss my journey up to that. And because I don't think a lot of people are making videos like about that journey. And I want to discuss that. So, and you may need some help. You may be in a journey where you are like thinking like, oh, you know, now that your hair grew a certain type of way, maybe you got like roots like this big, this about maybe like an inch, maybe even. And because, you know, when we take these hairdos down, we start to see the growth because your hair grew, and you're going to see your hair gray, especially if you've been dyeing it, right? I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do it. You're just as beautiful. You just have to, one would say, and I've been observing that because I was like, I went on Pinterest, and I would say go on Pinterest. There are so many fabulous women. I've made a video about how, a matter of fact, I believe it's on my hair playlist, of how what helped inspired me was these beautiful women I came across on Pinterest that was like, they had they gray. I would say some of them were all gray, and a lot of them were, they had they gray incorporated into their style. You know, there's so many different ways that you can go gray. You know, my thing is, I just wanted to do it my way. You know, I didn't want to feel like I couldn't go through this process in my life and not see what I look like in that process. No. And if you're in that space and you're asking yourself, you know what? The holidays are coming. It's almost Thanksgiving. I'm going to see so and so. Everybody's going to be there. Let me tell you something. This is a good thing. This is a good thing because as we tend to mature, certain things can easily go to the wayside. Hence, a woman's sex appeal. Okay? I never paid attention to that as much as I do now until I started allowing my gray to come in. Because what this does, it forces you to make a decision. It does. I will say that. It forces you to make a decision. And the decision is, are you going to continue on with life? Are you going to allow fear, the way you're feeling because you don't feel the way you used to, and so much more? You already know what comes, menopause and all the things, to kidnap you and have you in a state where you're no longer showing up the way you've been showing up before. It happened to me. It has happened to me. I held on for dear life. I'm gonna tell you, because when I turned 50, I was lost, I was scared, I was a mess. I can say that. My hormones was every which way. I had so many questions, no answers. Nobody had the answers for me. And one of the reasons why I believe is because it shows up in everybody in different ways. Everybody has a different reaction to it. We have similar things that all of us go through to let you know, like, yes, this is it, but the journey is different for everybody. I believe when you take acts of courage and go towards, this is why I love 300, the movie, because the way those 300 men were straight to the wind. They didn't run from the spears, they run towards it, right? And I'm not saying like just give in, but like, girl, who's to say what? And I believe when you allow your gray to come in, it forces you to see yourself and tighten up. Because it wasn't until I made that plunge for myself. I read books. Yes, if you have to read a book, whatever book you need to read to give you the courage. There's a book that I did read. Subscribe to my email list at Elizabeth Magical Garden, because this particular woman really was like part of the secret sauce. I feel like she was like the friend that I needed because I was the only one doing it, right? Because you may be the only one in your family who have ever allowed their gray to come in. You may be the only one in your friend group, family, whatever, wherever there's women, to ever let your grade come in, and that's fine. And that's fine, because you're fly. The gray is a secret sauce, because what it does also, if I have to say, ladies, okay, and this is for your 50s and up, I'm specifically talking to you, right? Because it allows everybody to know what they're doing, what to do. I like to, listen, I'm in the dating pool now, guys. I know it is what it is. It's time for me, and I'm okay with that. With that being said, I need a man to know what to do with me. You know what I mean? And I'm not sitting here trying to be, and it's not to say if you color your hair and you don't let your grays come in, this is not a bullying situation. I'm specifically talking to the ones in the back that is sick and tired of coloring their hair and feeling like they have to do it, like they're like, if you don't do it, something is wrong. These type of people I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anybody else, because even for myself, I will say that I'm still not opposed to doing it again. I will say that. I said that before, and I said it now. Matter of fact, I am always, not always, but of late, I've been toying with doing it even more. But what I am reminded weirdly is who I became because I chose that path, right? And it is like, do I want to give that up? You know what I mean? I mean, it could always grow back out, but like, you know, when you get to a good amount, I believe I got up to here, and mine is like behind the hairline, like right in the middle. Like, I feel like this at least this much has grown out. You feel me? And I love to incorporate it into whatever color I choose for my hair. That's how I've been doing. That's another tip I can give you. If you feel like, well, it's kind of, you're at an awkward state, because mine is still not that grown out. Like, I don't have like no, like a streak just coming down that is gonna be cute, but it's still at that like weird, like what's like that patch, you know. And you can play with it. There's different ways that you can incorporate it if you are still thinking like, do I want to? Or maybe you just want to take a break from the color. Maybe you just want to take a break from the color. You can incorporate the gray to go along with whatever style that you, or color you are creating for yourself. So I just want to share that with you guys, because it could be a lonely road over here, right? It could be a lonely road, and it doesn't have to be. I just believe with all the wisdom that I have developed over the years, I mean, I'm talking about decades, okay? Now we here. If I can aid you in any way to allow you to accept yourself, your new self, where you are, where you work so hard to be, and show up the way you see fit, but show up, right? Because if we look good, we feel good. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, ladies. And especially when you haven't gotten the best night of sleep, it can be really hard to feel like you want to do anything. There's so many reasons why we stop doing the things that used to make us feel good on the inside and out, right? But these are just some tips that I felt like would help you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a message down below letting me know what you thought about this particular topic. Do you have anything to offer? Do you have any tips in terms of your beauty regimen? What are the main things that you make sure to incorporate so you can always feel good no matter where you go or who you see? Most importantly for yourself, right? Because we're living this life. You got to this point, girl. This is the time to play. And one of the things for me definitely has been keeping my nails painted. I didn't know doing this, and I love I meditate. I get to be intentional with the colors that I'm using. It's so delicious, guys. Why not play? Do not forget the little girl that still remains inside of you guys. You have to let her play. Just because you're no longer in the phases that you were before, it doesn't mean those different phases of yourself does not exists inside. Be kind to yourself. You know what I mean? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you be notified every time I upload a video. Be sure to check all the links down below. Guys, stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Peace.